The lecture hall of the Galactic Military Academy fell silent as Commander Vexthor, a towering Krillian warrior with scales like burnished copper, posed his question to the assembly of cadets. "Earth," he announced, his voice resonating through the chamber, "is the only member world of the Coalition that has never produced a warrior caste. No dedicated soldier class, no breeding programs for combat excellence. Can anyone explain this curiosity?" Jackson sat in the back row, his plain gray uniform standing out among the ornate battle dress of his classmates. Beside him, Diana nudged his arm gently, her expression concerned. They had both expected this moment would come eventually. A Theran cadet raised 3 of his 6 arms. "Perhaps humans are simply not suited for warfare, Commander. They lack natural armor, venom, telepathy, or enhanced strength. They are unremarkable." Murmurs of agreement rippled through the hall. Jackson felt Diana tense beside him, but he placed a calm hand on her shoulder. "Not yet." Commander Vexthor's mandibles clicked thoughtfully. "An interesting hypothesis. Yet Earth's military history suggests otherwise. Their conflicts have been numerous and devastating. Cadet Jackson, you are one of only 2 humans in this academy. Perhaps you can enlighten us." Jackson stood slowly, aware of hundreds of alien eyes turning toward him. He was average height for a human, lean but not particularly muscular. Nothing about his appearance suggested warrior heritage. "Permission to approach the tactical display, Commander?" Vexthor gestured his approval, curiosity evident in his posture. Jackson descended the steps, Diana following close behind. At the holographic interface, he called up a star map showing the Coalition's member worlds. Each one glowed with a different color, representing their warrior traditions. "The Krillians," Jackson began, highlighting Vexthor's homeworld in crimson, "breed warriors from birth. Selected genetics, combat conditioning from childhood, tactical implants. Your warriors are magnificent, purpose-built instruments of war." Vexthor inclined his head, accepting the compliment. "The Theran maintain soldier castes, individuals who know nothing but combat from the moment they emerge from the spawning pools." Another world lit up in amber. The Yissagrath practice ritual combat to determine hierarchy, ensuring only the strongest lead their armies. Jackson's fingers moved across the display, illuminating world after world. "Every species here has warriors. Dedicated, specialized, refined over millennia of evolution and tradition. You're right to question why Earth is different." He pulled up images of human soldiers from various eras, ancient warriors in primitive armor, modern soldiers in combat gear, peacekeepers in blue helmets. "Earth doesn't breed warriors," Jackson continued, his voice steady. "Because on Earth, every human is born a potential warrior." Confused chittering filled the hall. Diana stepped forward, her voice clear and strong. "My great-grandmother was a teacher," she said. "She taught children mathematics and literature for 40 years. When her country was invaded, she picked up a rifle and held a mountain pass for 3 days against professional soldiers. She had no training, no warrior caste breeding, no combat conditioning, just determination." Jackson nodded, pulling up more images. "Jackson, my namesake, was a farmer. He grew wheat. When his world needed him, he became a pilot and flew missions that veteran Krillian warriors called suicide runs. He survived them all, then went back to farming." "But this is impossible," protested the Theran cadet. "Warriors require decades of preparation, genetic optimization, psychological conditioning." "You're describing specialists," Jackson interrupted. "Earth doesn't need to breed warriors because we've evolved something more dangerous: adaptability. Every human shopkeeper, artist, parent, or student carries the capacity for warfare in their DNA. We don't activate it until we must." He changed the display to show casualty statistics from the First Contact War, when Earth had first encountered hostile alien forces. The numbers made several cadets recoil. In that conflict, Earth mobilized 3 billion soldiers in 6 months. 3 billion. Not professional warriors, bakers, doctors, programmers, miners. Individuals who had never held weapons suddenly became deadly efficient because their survival demanded it. Commander Vexthor leaned forward, his earlier confidence shaken. "But without training, without the warrior mindset—" "We have something else," Diana said quietly. "Imagination. Every human child plays at warfare. We write stories about it, create games, simulate battles for entertainment. We've been running combat scenarios in our minds since we learned to think." Jackson pulled up historical data. The Krillians spend 2 decades training a warrior. Impressive, necessary for your biology. But a human? 3 months of basic training and they're combat ready. 6 months and they're dangerous. A year, and they've internalized tactics that take your warriors 5 years to master. Because we're not learning, Diana added. We're remembering. Every human carries 10,000 years of warfare in their cultural memory. We know 100 ways to kill because our ancestors needed to survive everything from predators to each other. The lecture hall had gone completely silent. Jackson faced Commander Vexthor directly. You asked why Earth breeds no warriors. Here's your answer. We don't breed warriors because we can't afford to. If we created a dedicated warrior caste, isolated them, refined them for combat alone, we'd lose what makes human soldiers truly terrifying. And what is that? Vexthor asked, his voice barely above a whisper. They remember they're not warriors, Jackson said simply. They remember their parents who want to go home to their children, artists who want to create, teachers who want to educate. And they fight with the desperation of people who have something worth protecting, not the discipline of those who know nothing else. Diana gestured to both of them. You asked to see Earth's warriors, Commander. You're looking at 2. I was studying xenobiology before I enlisted. Jackson was going to be an architect. We're not special, we're normal. And that's what should terrify you. Or comfort you, Jackson added, meeting the commander's gaze steadily. Because we're on your side. Commander Vexthor was quiet for a long moment, his scales shifting through colors that indicated deep thought. Finally he spoke. Class dismissed. Except you 2. Jackson, Diana, remain behind. As the other cadets filed out in hushed conversation, the commander approached the 2 humans. Up close, his massive frame dwarfed them both. I have fought beside Krillian warriors my entire life, he said slowly. I thought I understood what made a true soldier. Today you have shown me I was wrong. He placed a clawed hand on each of their shoulders, a gesture of profound respect in Krillian culture. Earth may not breed warriors, Vexthor said, his voice filled with something that might have been awe. But perhaps that is precisely why, when humanity goes to war, the galaxy trembles. Jackson and Diana stood at attention, 2 ordinary humans who contained the extraordinary legacy of their species, the legacy of farmers who became generals, teachers who became defenders, dreamers who became warriors when their dreams were threatened, not because they were born to fight, but because they chose to when it mattered most. And in that choice lay Earth's true strength.